think we're live.
Is it happening?
I think it's happening right now.
Hi, Christina.
Morning, David. Can people hear us and see us?
Is it working?
Is it?
I should have probably...
I can check on my phone.
Yeah, we're both going to check on our phone, just in case.
Oh, we're totally live, dude.
We're absolutely live.
Oh, we're absolutely live, yeah.
Rocket. Good. You can see and hear us. Is the audio okay? We should open another window.
Yeah? Okay, let's open a window.
It's already too hot in here.
How's everyone doing this morning? It's a big day. Got a Boundless update for you. Think there's some other stuff happening today. Impossible Burger touches down in stores today.
Oh, snap!
That's pretty exciting.
Maybe I'll have to grill some Impossible Burgers this weekend.
Dude, they're pretty tasty.
Yeah, I've had one, I think.
Two
For you? Yeah, that's awesome. iPhones are dropping today.
iPhones? Yeah.
iPhones are coming in the mail.
I heard that, yeah.
I don't know. Are there any movies coming out? It's the end of the summer movie season. I think there's not really much going on.
No, I mean, well, the big news in movie stuff, right, is the Spider-Man movie. They or Fox and Disney broke up or whatever, so Spider-Man isn't an MCU anymore.
What?
I know, yeah. Don't drop your iPhone. That is a good point, Adam.
Always a good tip. I like to keep my iPhone in a case so that I can drop it.
I'm a no case proponent, and I have the wear and tear to prove it.
Yeah. I used to be in that camp, and I just I like my iPhones armored.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many people are going to join us today because I know that 10 a.m. is probably a good meeting time for people. I know one of my friends who was going to join was like, I'll be in a meeting. But on the East Coast
are just wrapping up lunch.
They're just wrapping up lunch. So
they finished unboxing their iPhone.
Yeah, right.
And now, that's out of the way. Now, the most important thing for the day is they can learn about some new features in Boundless.
They can learn about the new features in Boundless, yeah. They can, at least turn it on and then, play with their new phone, gaze at their new phone lovingly.
They could watch the stream on their new phone.
Yeah. Is anyone tuned in on their phone? Can you chat on your phone? Is that working? Did we determine that?
I don't know. I can pull up my phone and look, but I feel like Twitch does the phone chat better than YouTube. See, I have it on my phone. Let's go to the thing. I don't see any chat. I have to sign in. I am signed in. Interesting. I'm curious what this experience. No, dude, there's no chat on the phone. That's subpar.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Ooh, well, it's a dark mode day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Dark mode. Happy dark mode day, everyone. I wish we had gotten a dark mode theme ready for everyone today. It would have been good. Maybe we'll do that by the end of the day.
Christina, are you on the YouTube app, or are you in the browser? Mobile chat iOS is working. How about you, Adam? Are you on the native YouTube app, or are you in the browser window? In Safari.
On this live stream.
App.
App
cool. For Christina.
Oh yeah,
there it is. How'd you get that? You're in the browser or in the app?
I'm just cool.
You are pretty cool. Well, we established that at the beginning, I think. Oh no, you gotta
mute
it.
No. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's just get into this. People will filter in, I think, and the video should be archived. We hope on YouTube forever, unlike Twitch, which archives them for 2 weeks and then they are gone.
And someone made a mistake to not back it up.
We discovered, the day we were like, maybe we should back this up. Oh, wait, it's gone.
And it's gone.
All right. So, at any rate, Boundless, we're working really hard all the time to empower everyone to solve their problems, without writing any code. So, to that end, we've shipped a couple big features in the last few weeks that we're really excited about. We think you all will really like, and so I want to get into those
We should
right now.
introduce ourselves.
Oh, maybe I should. I'm Steve,
And I'm Nolan.
and I work at Boundless.
I also work at Boundless Labs.
um,
We're two of the co-founders of Boundless Labs.
we're two of the co-founders.
We're excited about giving people essentially what Boundless Labs is you all get to have access to us as your technical co-founder, basically. By using Boundless Labs, it's like having one of us as your technical co-founder.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I like to tell people we're making your ideas worthwhile or worth money, or some people, we've worked in Silicon Valley for a long time, and people will frequently come to us and say, I've got this great idea. Don't tell anyone. It's really important. And we're like, yeah, you know how hard it is to make your idea a reality? Well, before, it was really hard. You had to write a lot of code to get it done, not to mention hustle and get customers and marketing and all that stuff. But just the first part, getting the code out there, was hard. And now with Boundless, it's so much easier. You can do it without convincing a software engineer to do it. Or if you're a software engineer, you can do it like 1,000 times faster. So I'm really excited about what we built. And the first thing that I want to talk about is building a site that requires your users to subscribe to have access to it. It's a pretty common thing on the internet. You get a lot of people who are doing like barkbox, I feel like, was maybe the first one that did like a monthly box that they'd send you, and so you subscribe on the website and they send you a thing every month. So now you can build that with Boundless, and yeah. So let's as well as another one that, like, a friend of mine is building a class where you have to subscribe to be in the class, and then he will post content and videos, like educational content and videos for his class. So that's another one. There are a lot of use cases that want users to subscribe to the site. So let's get into it. This is a hiking site where maybe you have to subscribe to
a private hiking community for hiking enthusiasts.
Exactly.
Who really want to go hiking with an adventurous club of people.
So right now, anyone can join, and they could.
I think you already have an account, Steve.
Ah! All right. No, I did it on a copy of the site. But yes, I think maybe free. So this little part of your email address after the plus is ignored by email servers. Pro tip for you guys. So obviously this didn't really make me subscribe.
No subscriptions in yet. So this is like a private community that you can like log into. You're gonna have to refresh.
Oh yeah, because I signed in. So, all right. So the first thing you would do. Oh, first thing I would like to note is Labs. The subscriptions are only available for Pro tier and better. So just keep that in mind.
So how do we add subscriptions, Steve?
The way you add subscriptions, that's your subscription to Boundless, is you make sure you put in your Stripe keys and then go down here and hit save. We've already done that. And then you hit enable subscriptions. What this does is it prompts you to sign into your Stripe account. I don't know if we're signed in. But yeah, so
yep.
You in Stripe has products, and every product has pricing plans. And so the pricing plan it has a period, typically monthly, and an amount that you would set up. So it's pretty common. You might want to do $20 per month, or a discounted rate of $200 per year. That's sort of what you could do for the same kind of product. So once you click that, we create a subscriptions table for you. And there it is. Took a second to load. And every time a user subscribes, there will be a row in this table for that subscription. So I think the easiest way to get started with this is a single pricing plan, single product, single pricing plan. It's just, say, $20 to join our site. And so the first thing I want to do is make sure that people know that when they click sign up, they're going to be prompted for their credit card, and they'll be charged the amount. So they'll be charged that amount, $20, say, and then in a month they'll be charged $20 again. So subscribe for only $20 per month. I guess I want to spell out per.
And then we got a spacer. Let's get it.
Delete that spacer. So there's that, and then I'm gonna have to go over and get the pricing plan key from my notes.
Okay.
So you add the start subscription action. So when they click sign up, I don't have it written down.
I don't see it. Yeah,
sorry.
I looked.
This is what's going to be in the modal. Subscribe. Okay, so this you can collaborate with people on different machines. All right, so I've saved the plan ID in there.
Reload.
Reload the page. Click the sign up button. There it is. So this came from Stripe. You copy that from your Stripe dashboard, and let's publish and go check it out. Since we use test keys on this app, this Stripe is going to be in test mode. It's not actually going to charge us. It also means you can use Stripe's test credit cards when you're signing up. Obviously, you would want to use a real key.
Any plans to add additional user login options other than email and password? It would be great to see Google, Facebook, Twitter option. Luke, that's a great question. We have plans to add OAuth-based authentication. That would, of course, include Google, Facebook, Twitter, as well as other OAuth providers.
Okay, so one password, leave me alone. So here you go. The modal pops up and prompts you for your card number. The button says subscribe. This is the description I entered. We're going to add soon a setting for you to put your company logo here, so that'll show up too. And then you can see test mode appears because I put in the test keys for Stripe. So that means I can put in the Stripe test card.
Twitter for sure. It's great to hear. Any idea on timeline? I think it's most likely in the next 2-month time frame for the kind of OAuth things we have. We're actually going to cover later in the stream. We're going to go over the kind of next month features, and then so we kind of have the next month already scheduled, and then the kind of OAuth stuff is likely in the month after that. So probably 2 months from now we'll be demoing that feature.
Hey Luke, thanks for the great questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my test card information. I hit subscribe. Behind the scenes, Boundless is calling Stripe. It's creating a customer in Stripe, and it's creating the subscription in Stripe. And then it's creating a subscription row in my apps database. So let's go check that out. So here's the subscription row.
Ooh.
Here's who created it. That's me. You can, if you're signed into Stripe, you can click this link to go see the subscription entity in Stripe. And you can see in users that's hooked up.
Ooh, and you even have a Stripe customer, so you can like click that, and then you can see the Stripe customer.
Customer data.
That's pretty cool.
In Stripe. So that's the simplest flow to do a subscription in your app.
And what if we wanted to restrict access to this page? So what if we had like pages that were subscriber only and pages that were like public, that kind of anyone with an account could see, but then we wanted kind of like a paywall?
That's a great point, because thank you for reminding me, because I have not set that up. And my earlier account,
we could
just
do
to demo,
yeah.
free at Boundless Labs.
Well, this one's the one we just paid on, isn't it?
No,
Or no?
free.
Okay.
I did subscribe
Yeah,
for
so
that,
they-
so I can still get in even though I didn't subscribe.
So how do we fix that?
We gotta fix that. Well, you go to your page that you want to make sure that someone has subscribed to access, and then you go to page settings, and it already requires that you're logged in to go, but then you can also add an additional restriction. So for this one, we're going to say that their subscription status is equal to the string active. So every month when Stripe bills your customer, they're going to create an invoice on their side. They're going to charge the invoice, and when they successfully charge the invoice or fail to charge the invoice, if their credit card is no longer valid or for whatever reason, they will send Boundless a webhook, and we will take the webhook and update the appropriate subscription row in your apps database with the status. So we'll post a link or maybe just the possible statuses on this video afterwards, so you can know what to expect in there. But basically, active is the one you want. And just to double check, yeah, so that status literally came back from Stripe. So.
And then now, if we publish the site, did we publish?
We did not publish. So this is the one that I signed up with a subscription, and you can still
Could
see
we do
it.
options never translate on that?
Oh my goodness. Never translate.
Yeah.
Okay, good call. And then I didn't mean to close this window, but just to demonstrate free. What this just is going to show unauthorized.
I think it failed. You're not gonna be able to load it.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
And it
signs me out. Take that. Okay, so that will protect your pages and make sure that people going to them have a subscription. Should we show?
What if you want to have many subscription tiers?
We should show that. Okay. Well, do we want to make it still on sign up, or do we want to make it a separate page where you can see kind of a card for the different tiers? I'm partial to the separate page.
Let's do a separate page then.
Cool. So let's create a new page. We'll do a standard page, and we'll say like subscribe to.
Hi Naya.
Naya, hey. What is this thing called? Washington Adventures?
Western Adventures.
Western Adventures. Adventures. I swear I can spell. Okay. So you have to be signed in to subscribe. And so I think the way that you should do this is you create a new table for all your pricing plans that they pick from. So pricing plans, and then in the pricing plans table, you want to, basically, let's see, plan ID is the important part that we need to actually create the subscription.
You probably need like a label or something like that.
Yeah, I like display name, kind of.
Yep.
But then also I like to keep track of the period. So is it monthly, annually, etc. And then I like a money field for amount.
Okay.
I think that's everything. Depending on what you're doing, if you have tiers and every tier has like a monthly or an annually, then I would like to add product name too, or like tier product name, something like that. In Stripe, they call it product name, so I'm going to just keep it the same. The ones I set up, I could set up a couple more in Stripe, but the ones I've set up are both for basic product and monthly or annually, basically. So No discounted. No discounted premium.
No discounted yearly premium. Okay. And so now, if we go back, so we got, let's check. We got the plans.
Yeah.
All the plans are there. We go to pages. And then we've got our new page that we made.
Yeah. Well, okay. This is more steps, so let's do the on sign up one first. Oh, good call.
Save that one. So you want to, you're driving, dude.
Yeah,
You're,
yeah.
it's
All
all
right.
you.
So there are two different ways to do this. The one that requires the fewest changes is one last thing we need. So the thing that requires the fewest changes is to just change the sign up page to have your users select the plan that they want, right? Instead of just hard coding it in there. And so I didn't quite finish setting up my tables because there's no way for the user to select a pricing plan. This is pricing plans the user has created, which is not what we want. So I'm going to add a new one, chosen pricing plan. And I'm going to relate it to pricing plan. It's just going to be one. It's the one they chose on sign up. And that creates...
On the pricing plans table, we probably have to change that to a many. There's going to be many people in one pricing plan.
Exactly. So it automatically adds this. You see this note down here? This connects. We should probably make this bolder or something.
Yeah.
To the chosen pricing plan field I just created. So that's the other side. And users is fine, but I need to make sure it's many because every pricing plan will have many users who chose it. Every user has one pricing plan they chose. All right, now we're ready to add a field to this form. And the field should be chosen pricing plan. We're going to make it required. And the last bit of setup is display and search by, which is why I added this display name. Save that. Get rid of default pick a plan. Thank you. Okay, has plan, check. And then default, we want to say all right, well, and then that page is empty. So this is maybe part of the reason I like doing this the other way.
No.
All right, well, we'll get that fixed. So should I show the other way? Or
well,
should
we
should.
I think we should just get the plan price wired up with this and show that, and then we should move on to get to the hour.
Yeah, I
agree. Move on to if statements and workflows.
I agree.
We didn't pick the plan. You got to pick the plan.
Right. Yeah. This is the actual important part instead of messing with this text, which is that this is still hard coded, and so you can change this to a boundle and say chosen current users, chosen pricing plan, plan ID. So that will reference the plan ID, and then we'll just say, well, I'm playing with fire here, but fresh. On the plus side,
there we go, $50.
So there's $50, and then let's just make sure that
it goes through to the actual
subscription. Should put a spinner in the button or something. Did you see it shove through at the end? All right, so Okay, there's our second subscription. You'll see our
Plan is different
plan
than the
is
first one.
different. For a second, I'm like, F. Oh no, okay. Yeah, it's different. The products are different as well because the second one I subscribed to premium, and they're both active. So that's pretty cool.
Soothing.
Soothing city noises. Yes, indeed. All right. So subscriptions. The third way to do it, I'll post to our community site, which is
That's a great
another thing
idea.
we wanted to talk about. But basically, you add a record list for your pricing plans with a button in there like subscribe. And then you can say, you also gives you an opportunity to put some marketing copy in there about why they'd want to pick a given plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that because you get more space for marketing to convince them to
upgrade to the
subscribe to a given plan. So you do a pricing plan. I like this in this case to do records per row like 3, and then you get 1, 2, 3. I happen to know I only have 3 totals, so I'll just say 3.
And then you probably want to no pagination.
And then disable pagination, and so this will have each pricing plan shown there. So that exercise is left to the reader.
To the community site.
To the community site. All right, so in the other thing that we shipped recently is conditional workflows. Mm-hmm. So if you, for example, in this case, we're going to do a quick lead flow site where, say, I'm going to make my own barkbox. I want to make woofbox or something.
I'm following you.
And let's see. I'm going to start with a big image. Actually, how did you set this up, Nolan?
Which one?
This is qualified lead. Oh, there's nothing here yet.
There's nothing yet. It's all it's a blank
brand
canvas.
New. Beautiful. Okay, so let's just go to Unsplash and find some puppies. Oh my goodness.
This is the toughest choice. Oh my god.
Okay. It's beautiful. So good already. All right, so I'm going to say, welcome to woofbox. Something about to sign up to be in the beta group.
The woofbox beta, yeah.
The woofbox beta. Yeah. Below to be box beta. Okay. So
pretty adorable.
That is true. All right. So we're going to create a new table. We're going to call it leads. And we're just going to ask people for their email. And also, we don't want people to sign up more than once. It's going to be required. And then I think we're going to add one more question. We only want dog lovers in our beta. You love puppies.
More of a cat person, maybe? Yeah.
All right. So let's see. I'm going to do this little trick to get this over here. Boop. And then I'm going to say apply to be in beta. Apply for beta. Mm-hmm. So not everyone's going to qualify. Obviously, if they didn't answer correctly, this is kind of a silly example, but you get the idea. They're going to be waitlisted, and if they answer correctly, they're going to be in the beta. So the thing to do here, I need actions and data. So when they click this button, it's going to create a row in leads. Obviously, it's going to save email and do they love puppies, and then we want to add a email, say
I think we want to add a
No, we
blank
want a
workflow if you want to do the
custom,
if
right?
statement. Yeah.
Custom. So email uh, new leads, and so here you can do if, and I'm going to say if current leads dot do you love puppies equals, what did I say? OMG, they're the best in quotes because it's a string. Oops. Then I'm going to send an email to currentleads.email from woofbox. And I'm
like,
going to
welcome
say,
to the beta.
welcome to the beta. You know, here is where you welcome them. And then if they did not love puppies, we'll still send them an email and just say, you know, it's not your time yet.
Welcome, you'll be on the wait list or something?
You are on the maybe take this time to
reconsider
volunteer at your local SPCA and spend some quality time. All right.
Okay, so we've got our workflow.
All right. So there's our workflow.
We should maybe send it to a new page or something saying like thanks for...
So you see how this little icon is grayed out? That kind of indicates that you haven't let your user know that the form did something. It's not really fully set up yet. So let's send them to a new page. We'll create a new page. We'll create a new page for the lead because we want to reference that data. And say thanks for joining. I'll even capitalize it. How about that? And I did this again.
Did what again?
I added an exclamation mark.
Oh boy!
You guys, you don't want exclamation marks in the URL.
That's more of a bug we should fix on our side. It looks like it didn't take it in.
It didn't take it. All right. Or it did, and we need to fix it still. It's there, but not there. All right, well, make notes, everyone. All right, so actually, I want you hit the header on this one. I'm gonna add a spacer.
No, you need to. You do a texting and center it. You should do text and center. You don't need a spacer. You should just vertically align thanks in the center of the screen.
All right, let's try it. Okay, so thanks for applying
for the woofbox beta.
Oh, excuse me. Proper nouns.
It's like the first
everything.
time I've ever corrected anyone. I'm usually the one being corrected. And vertical. Look at that. Center,
oh
maybe.
My goodness.
Easy peasy. No, okay.
I'm just in the past getting something vertically centered with CSS and code. Like if I was software engineering it to do that, it's such a pain. This is so much easier.
Figured out how to do it.
I'm like, I'm scarred. That's why I didn't want to do it. I'm like, oh, it's not gonna work.
It works.
It's beautiful. Oh, but not when I do that. All right, let's get rid of that. Okay, so let's add something like
good, and we could just go through the
no
flow
variant.
and
All right,
send
go through the flow, send the email. But then, we're not signed into email.
But we can look at the table view and see the emails go out.
Brilliant. Okay, let's do it. Publish. All right, we have time too. Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna sign up. I do love puppies, so
who doesn't love puppies?
You don't love puppies. You
I
think
love
they're
puppies.
Just okay. There's a dog that comes into our office that looks kind of like that,
But
but
it's even
it's
cuter.
he's cuter. All right,
Milo.
so
His name's Milo.
yeah. So here's our lead. We can look at the workflows from here,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this just shows. All right, so I even typed it without typos. So how about that?
I am
It's
impressed.
amazing.
Yep.
So let's do one more and pretend for a minute.
I'm more of a cat person. Yeah, grouchy cat person.
Plus cat person at Boundless. Um, cats are cool too. I like cats. So
That's the first one. You got to refresh the row. See the second row.
So the second one.
And no condition was satisfied, so they got the SPCA email. Bada bing, bada
All right.
boom.
Support your local SPCA, folks. Unintentional SPCA plug. All right, so
That covers the.
oh, I wanted to talk
community.
about the community site. So we just launched our community site, and we'd love it if you'd participate. We've been kind of putting tips and tricks in. Obviously, my colleague Adam already put something in about conditional workflows, which is awesome. And I'm going to add another post about subscriptions and various other things that I've figured out and kind of cool patterns to help you build out your Boundless app. But whenever you run into problems or you have questions or if you want to post your own tips and tricks, this is the place to do it. Um, we're just getting started, so come join us on the community site, and we'll see you there.
Cool. And with that, we can take a look at the coming soon features. So we have a few exciting features coming up for next month that we'll be sharing with you in the next Boundless update. So we have in the workflows section, we'll be adding in, so we can go here to workflows. So we'll be adding in a new step type of a for each loop. So say for example, you have um, a private community that does kind of like we go to each other's houses and people are cooking a meal together and you want to make kind of after the meal you want to send a survey card out to all the people, so you'd have a kind of like an events table, and then you'd have many people that attended the event, and then you wanted to send an email to like a personalized email to all the people at the event saying like, hey, so and so, thanks for attending, it was great to have you there, let us know what you thought of the meal and the event. And so using a for each loop, you'd be able to say for each event dot attendees, and then you'd have an attendee, and with the attendee you could say attendee dot, you want to send an email to them, attendee dot email, the subject, use their name in it. We also have coming up support for scheduled and cron triggers for workflows. What that means is if you want, like say on a Monday, you want to send a Monday morning at 10 a.m. PT, you want to send out a notification or like a heads up to all your people, is like saying, hey, here was the activity in the community in the last 3 weeks. There were 3 new posts. Um, Click here to see the latest posts. That'll be something that you'll be able to build. We'll be adding in support for HTTP response parsing, which is, so one of the kinds of steps we can add here is an HTTP request, which you can connect, basically you can use this to connect to like an external API, like let's say you want to connect it to like Zillow or Zapier or Twilio. Um, by next month, you'll be able to have something that will be able to parse the data that comes back. And so, for example, like let's say you wanted to build something that like offered people whatever the estimate was on their home, you could you'd write an action that would make a request to Zillow, and then we'll have a step that you can use that will let you take the response that came from that and save that to your records, so you can use that to like display on a page or send an email or do something like that.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want. Um, and then related to that, we'll also have more kind of generic, like in a workflow, like let's say every day at 3 a.m. I want to like increment something by $10 or update a record. We'll basically have kind of like update. We don't have update record actions in here yet. That is something that's coming soon. So you'll be able to like update a record in a workflow that can either be triggered by cron or um, triggered by someone pushing a button or submitting a form or something on the site. And then the kind of final thing that we want to talk about coming soon is we'll have tag-based searching. So in Boundless, we have associations. So there's kind of like you have a table, you can associate it to another table. So if we had like a
We'll go back to the other app. We have like pricing plans and
yeah, so we have pricing plan and hikes, and if you wanted to, we'll have support for being able to search by an associated field. So what that means is right now you can build a form where you are picking the kind of like associated record by some field. Pardon me.
go to add a search field to the top of this list.
Okay, so we add in a search. So right now you can search, and you can say, okay, I want to search by location and save. And then in the future, what you'll be able to do is like drag in a select and be able to search by an associated field. So right now you can't search by associated fields in here. This is going to change it. We'll be able to search by associated fields.
Yeah, so imagine every hike had tags. There's a tags table. The tags table has a name field, and every hike has mini tags, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if you wanted to say, show me like difficult and like scenic hikes, you would be able to do that.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly right. And so that is. Those are the features that we have coming soon that we're ready to talk about. We kind of have more going on behind the scenes.
It's a lot of workflow stuff.
A lot of workflow stuff. We're very excited about it. Um, if you guys have any questions or comments, or you're like, oh, there's a feature that I really wish was in there, we'd welcome you to go to the community site.
Let us know.
Let us know.
Also, if you ever have problems you're building something, you type into here and we'll get back to you as
Pretty
soon
quickly,
as possible, you know. So don't forget about the little chat widget on the site. It's good.
Cool. Well, with that,
Yeah.
thanks everyone for watching the stream.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking the time to watch us build this and showcase the balanced features today, as well as talk about